adapt. Yeah, adapt. It's kind of like evolve. And people have been saying for years, adapt or die, which is quite in your face. But in life and in business, if we don't adapt what we do, we could face significant problems. And so, for example, if you're in a relationship with somebody and they found somebody else, you might have to adapt to that new reality. If you don't adapt, you're going to be out of sync. Your mind and your heart is going to be out of sync with the reality. Now, I'm not saying give up on things too easily, but there comes a point in life when you can see that something is just not working. When that happens, we need to be sensitive to it, and we need to think about how we can adapt. So in your own life, is there something that's just not working for you right now? It might be in a personal side, it might be in the business side. Maybe a marketing strategy that you've got for your business. You're not getting much clients. I remember when I first started in business, decades ago, I thought that the best way to market would be to pay for advertising in the local newspapers. And I spent a fair amount of money in the local newspapers, and the adverts were pretty good, but we didn't get a single phone call, not one, nothing. And we could have kept going. We could have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more, but I had to realize that I gave it a try, it didn't work, and then I needed to try something else. Now, the newspaper person said, well, you didn't try for long enough. There is some sense in not giving up too soon, or not changing, not adapting too soon. And I think if you change course, I don't consider that giving up. You know, people say, never give up. Well, that kind of locks you into a rigid course and a rigid path, and I don't think that's very useful at all. If you're doing something repetitively and it's not working, you need to change what you're doing, otherwise the outcome will never change. So what do we need to adapt in these situations? Sometimes we need to adapt our attitude. Sometimes we have an attitude that is not sufficiently loving, not sufficiently open, and that could be why something is not working. So, for example, when you go to networking events, they often have speakers. And there are some speakers who say, oh, I don't get anything out of speaking to these stupid little groups. I'm never going to do it again. Well, the attitude that that speaker comes onto the stage with, it's so obvious that they don't want to be there. Nobody wants to have anything to do with them. So sometimes it's the attitude within us that we need to adapt. Sometimes we need to adapt our expectations. Now, my teenage son belongs to an organization where, you know, you rise up through the ranks, and he had calculated you can only stay until you're 18, or the year when you're 18. And he had calculated that when he started, if he got every promotion on time, he could rise to the top rank, whatever it is. And that was his goal. He went in with that mindset and that goal and that attitude, and he worked really hard. And the first promotion that he got, due to no fault of his own, due to the organization's fault, was 3 months late. That means he missed the opportunity to get the next promotion until another year had gone past. So the chain reaction happened, and the ultimate outcome was that there's no way physically he can get to that top rank that he set himself as an expectation at the very beginning. And he wanted to quit. He said, I've had enough. I'm going to quit. I'm done. I can't reach that goal that I set for myself at the beginning. I'm done. And after we spoke to him a bit about it and pulled out the various issues and why the organization was good to still belong to and why it's good to stick to things even if you're disappointed, in the end he said, well, you know, you're right. I think I am going to stick to it. But what I said to him is that you're going to have to now adjust your expectation, because we know it's physically impossible for you to reach that top rank that you set for yourself at the beginning. So now you have to adjust to a different expectation. So now he's adjusted and he's decided, well, he's going to aim for the next top rank, but his aim is to be the best person they've ever had in that position. So he's changed his expectation. And I said to him, for this to work, you have to change your attitude, because you were upset that because they had done a delay that you couldn't now reach your initial goal. So if you go in with that bad attitude, even though you've adjusted your expectation, you probably won't reach the second highest level that you wanted to. And so he's had to adjust expectation and attitude. Now, a third thing that we sometimes have to adapt or adjust is our actions. And this is pretty obvious. You know, if you keep doing the same old thing over and over again, you're never going to get different results. And so with me, with the newspaper advertising, I realized pretty quickly it's not working for me. I'm not getting the results that I want. Also, I wanted a more interactive way of communicating with people. And back in the dark ages, when I was first starting my business, the internet didn't exist as we know it today. Facebook wasn't around. But now I've found my medium where I can interact with people through social media, and that's what I like. And so, but some businesses still do lots of newspaper advertising. They didn't need to adapt their actions because their actions are working for them. So, what in your life is not working for you? And do you have to adjust your attitude, your expectations, or your actions? Or maybe all three? Do what you need to do to always shine bright. I'm sharing my power words with you that I use in myself every day. And I hope they help you to be brave and bountiful. My name is Catherine Warburton, and I am the Legal Lioness.